Season's greetings, everybody. I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Wow, can't believe we're going to Neverland again for one final movie in the Tinkerbell spinoff series, and to this day, I can't believe that Tink has made 6 movies from 2008 to 2015. One where Tink was born and tried to find her place in Pixie Hollow. One where she went on a journey to find an enchanted mirror which grants 3 wishes. One where she spent the summer on the English mainland and helped fix a bond between a little girl named Lizzie and her workaholic no-nonsense father. One where she and her friends faced off against a pirate crew led by Zarina, and one where Fawn formed a bond with a mysterious creature. However, did you folks know that Tinkerbell had a sister? Well, that's going to be the subject of my blog tonight. So, released a DVD on October 23rd, 2012, the movie is Secret of the Wings. Now, on for the plot of the movie. Every fairy in Pixie Hollow knows that the mysterious winter woods are strictly out of bounds. However, when an irresistible power lures Tinkerbell into the unknown realm and curiosity gets the better of her, she has a fateful encounter with a frost fairy named Periwinkle, who turns out to be her twin sister. As a result, as the 2 siblings try to solve the enigma of the wings and a terrible accident threatens the precious pixie dust tree, the girls summon up the courage to break Queen Clarion and Lord Mallory's rules so they can always be together. So, what are my thoughts on this movie? Well, to be honest, this was such a sweet and heartwarming movie. And while this has nothing to do with Christmas, I make it a tradition to watch this movie every winter time. And to further explain why I like this film, let's move on to Mustang notes. The movie was written and directed by Peggy Holmes, best known for directing Skydance Animation's Luck, along with Bells on Ice from Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, the Little Mermaid prequel, Ariel's Beginning, and of course, The Pirate Fairy. The studio responsible for the computer animation is once again Prentice Studios, who also did the animation for Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return, and the Planes movies. And to me, I still think Pixie Hollow is a very magical place on Neverland. However, the winter woods would have to be the area that sticks out the most in this movie, since, as most of you know, winter is my favorite season of the year, and to be honest, it's been a really long time since I last encountered snow, which was way back in October 2011 in the Eastern Sierras. To me, the winter woods is a really beautiful place. I like that it has a root that produces pixie dust, which is pretty similar to the pixie dust tree at the heart of Pixie Hollow, and the alternate one on Skull Rock, which was created by Zarina a while later. And I think the Hall of Winter is very interesting, due to it containing books with all sorts of fairy information. Plus, I like how this movie expands on the birth of fairies, which, according to J.M. Barrie, are born when a baby laughs for the first time. However, it is very rare when the laugh splits in 2 and forms into 2 twin fairy siblings. Speaking of which, like Frozen afterwards, I love how this movie focuses on the relationship between sisters, and I like how each one gets to explore their own world. Also, I like the two songs that are featured in this movie, which are the film's opening song, We'll Be There, sung by Sydney Sariota, and the theme song, The Great Divide, sung by the McLean sisters. And that's all I got for Mustang notes. So let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought him to life. Tinkerbell is once again voiced by Mae Whitman, best known for her roles as Katara in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Yuffie in Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, Shanti in The Jungle Book 2, Patricia Whitmore in Independence Day, April O'Neil in the 2012 Ninja Turtles animated series, Dharma in Rock Dog, and just recently, she got to voice in Netflix's Skull Island series. During this film, Tink becomes fascinated with the winter woods, and she wonders what it's like over there. Unfortunately, warm fairies are prohibited from crossing the borderline into the woods. During her trip, she meets a winter fairy named Periwinkle, whom was born from the same baby's lap, and she learns that they are twin sisters, due to the fact that not only do they look and think alike, but their wings have the exact same pattern on them, which explains why her wings were sparkling when she attempted to cross the border. Also, I thought it was very clever that Tink made a green winter coat to protect herself from the cold. Next we have Tink's closest friends, which include Rosetta, this time voiced by Megan Hilty, Iridessa, voiced by Raven-Symoné, Silver Mist, voiced by Lucy Liu, Fawn, voiced by Angela Bartise, Vidya, voiced by Pamela Adlon, and Bobble and Clank, voiced by Jeff Bennett and Rob Paulson. To me, all these fairies are fun supporting characters, and I'm glad that Vidya is on good terms with Tink ever since the third movie. Also, I like that they helped Tinkerbell show Periwinkle around the warm side of Pixie Hollow, while Bobble and Clank use a snowmaker to help keep her cool and icy by turning a block of ice into snow. Next we come to the ruler of Pixie Hollow, Queen Clarion, voiced by Angelica Houston, best known from Captain EO, the Addams Family films from 1991 and 1993, Roald Dahl's The Witches from 1990, A Cat in Paris, and Arctic Dogs. Like in the first and second films, Queen Clarion is a wise ruler. She makes a great mother figure for all fairies, and she's prepared to do whatever it takes to make sure her treasured fairies live in peace and are well out of harm's way. During this movie, Queen Clarion is revealed to have been in love with Lord Mallory back during the dawn of Pixie Hollow. Sadly, because they were from different weather conditions, their love was forbidden, and they weren't allowed to unite without suffering consequences. Now let's talk about the new characters, starting with Tinkerbell's twin sister, Periwinkle, voiced by Lucy Hale, whom I remember from A Cinderella Story, Once Upon a Song. Now, I really love this character. She's very bubbly and rather adventurous. She's often on the cheerful side, and she's always open to new ideas and innovations. Also, like Tink, Perry collects discarded items found in Neverland called lost things. However, Perry prefers to call them found things, and she has a fascination with the warm side of Pixie Hollow, and she dreams of visiting it. Plus, I like the scene where Perry shows Tink around the winter woods and introduces her to her friends. And I think her frost talent is very useful, due to it acting like a blanket to keep the cold out. And I like when she and the others used it to protect things like Fairy's wings, a flower, or the pixie dust tree from freezing and getting destroyed. Another character to talk about is Dewey, the Keeper of Fairy Knowledge, also voiced by Jeff Bennett. This guy is a frost-talent sparrow man who lives in the Hall of Winter. You know, I find this guy to be a very friendly and warm character, and he's a great friend to the bubbly Periwinkle, who is one of the few fairies who actually calls him by his real name instead of just the Keeper. Also, I really like his Western accent, and I think his pet lynx, Fiona, is a really cool animal. Last but not least, we come to the leader of the Winter Fairies, Lord Mallory, voiced by Timothy Dalton, whom I remember from a few James Bond movies, along with The Rocketeer, Looney Tunes Back in Action, Goro Miyazaki's Tales from Earthsea, Tangled the Animated Series, and of course, Toy Story 3 and 4. Like Queen Clarion, Lord Mallory is a wise and loving sparrowman, but there are times when he can be very imposing and intense, due to him keeping firm control over his emotions. Plus, he cares about the Winter Fairies' welfares, and he believes that he knows what's best for them. Also, I thought his backstory, where his wing broke due to him crossing the border with Queen Clarion years ago, was very emotional. Also, I like that he has a snow owl, which serves as his messenger and his method of transportation. However, I didn't really like the part where Lord Mallory knocked the Snowmaker into a stream where it got caught on a ledge and made a snowstorm out of the ice chunks that flowed into it, which caused the seasons to be thrown out of balance. Other voice actors in the film include Debbie Ryan, Greta Lyle, Ben Diskin, Matt Lanter, and, surprisingly of all, Jodie Benson, whom I've met online via GalaxyCon back in November 2020. And now on to my final words. Overall, Secret of the Wings was a very heartwarming film in the Tinkerbell spin-off films. It has gorgeous animation, especially for the Winter Woods. It has an enchanting musical score, courtesy of Joel McNeely. Plus, I love the sisterly dynamic between Tinkerbell and Periwinkle, and I like that the film expands on the birth of a fairy. Also, Tinkerbell's fairy friends are sweet, memorable, and funny at times. Dewey was a great supporting character, and I thought Queen Clarion had interesting but emotional character development due to her romantic relationship with Lord Mallory. While it doesn't have anything to do with Christmas, I still think this is a movie you should definitely check out, especially during the winter time. As for my rating, I'll give it a 92% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me for my next episode, where we look at a heartwarming special from My Little Pony Generation 5, Mustang Power.